Ars Poetica by Horace. Ars Poetica is a part of Horace's book, The Epistles or Letters. This epistyle book is divided into two parts. First one is Epistrum Liber Prime and second one is Epistrum Liber Secundus and Primus and Secundus. And this first one is published in the 20 BCE and the second one is published in 14 BCE. And the first one is basically have some specific regions. There, first book of letters, also known as first book of letters, and second one is also second book of letters. First book is also known as consists of 20 epistles. First book is consist 20 epistles, and it also have a phrase called sapere out, and it means done to be wise. Dare to be wise. And this phrase comes to the collection of poems, and this phrase comes in the collection of poems. And in the discussion of second part, that is published in 14th century BCE and known as Epistrum Liber Secundus, is a second book of letters published in 14th century BC and 14 BC and consists of 3 epistles. Third epistle is known as the Ars Poetica, and we are going to discuss about Ars Poetica. It is by Horace. Ars Poetica, Horace lived in the glorious Augustan era. It was the period of Roman civilization and culture. And this time it is also known as the glorious age or golden age. Poetry flourished in this age. This age is basically known as the poetry age. It is also Augustan age, known as Augustan age, and also it is the Roman civilization and Roman civilization. It was considered something good and noble, and these things considered something good and noble, and not something precious and unhealthy. Horace wrote both critical and creative pieces. He is a very creative writer and believed in this critical and creative thing, for which he was the greatest exponent of classicism. He also composed satires, epodes, odes, epistyle, and his Ars Poetica like prose essay in criticism. It is a poet's essay of criticism as the best of critical analysis, and it is known as Ars Poetica. And also in the same manner some other are also composed. They are satires, epodes, odes, and essays. In criticism, it is a poetic letter written to his friend Piso. It is a letter. It is written to his friend called Piso. Piso. And his two sons as Pieces and Advice. And his two sons, Peace and Advice. And those criticism goes further on. Horace called it epistle to the Piso, but it was question who names it Ars Poetica. And this quotation is gives this Pisos to Ars Poetica. And because of this admirable conscience of his critical abstraction, and the extremely audible quality of his lines, Horace was exalted to the position of a lawgiver by Dante, Beda, Boileau, and Pope. And he is a lawgiver of Dante, Beda, Boileau, and Pope. And also, it is Abercrombie rightly says, perhaps no poem of comparable length has provided to some many phrases that have become the common poetry of international culture. Ars Poetica expresses a tremendous influence during the Middle Ages and the Neoclassical age. It was the Bible of classicism in England, and also the main ideas contained in Ars Poetica are summarized below. It is 5 part, and I am going to discuss an introduction part in this chapter, and after this video I will be discuss the 5 chapter of Ars Poetica periodically, serially, and this chapter is divided into 5 parts. They are function and nature of poetry first, and second one is the subject matter of poetry, third one is poetic diction, fourth one is his objections on style, and fifth one is matter and their and their appropriateness. Also, it has some other facts. They are also called sincerity and emotions. And those are going to be discussed in next videos. It will be